4. Let's see. Reprot versus Operative Esports. I feel like I kind of jinxed Operative, and I feel really bad about that.
You should feel bad.
I feel terrible about it. Where are you? There you are.
I'm here.
So we'll get us moved into the observer slots, and they're all ready to go. They are really, really itching to get going.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, I'm not ready. Yeah, so that was a hell of a game for Towers. That was something pretty intense. So we are Yeah, but they're ready to go. They are not wasting any time whatsoever. We are going. Oh, that is the wrong screen. Let's fix that. All right, Infernal Shrines, game 1.
Operative. Ooh, wow, Infernal Shrines should be good.
Yeah, Reprot versus Operative. I may have to switch my scoreboard around here real quick, but that's okay. We'll find out here in just a second.
Yeah, but this is already the losers bracket. Whoever loses this series is out. No Crucible for them. Their story ends here. So this is a huge, huge game for both these teams. Operative just coming off that loss, and a really tough loss on that game 2 on Towers of Doom. Going up against Reprot here. Operative just really quickly getting in the game here. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. First bands coming out for our teams. Did you catch who was on what side?
I believe it's Operative on the left-hand side.
So okay, so we do have Reprot with the first pick, first ban. They're really, really thinking about this. Infernal Shrines, wouldn't surprise me if we see like an Ariel ban here, something a little more towards that. Okay, we are going to see the Garrosh ban.
Yes, that's a pretty standard ban for the meta. I'm not surprised at that ban. He's super strong, like especially the early game. He's just an absolute nightmare to deal with. The only way to avoid him is to run into him, and that is obviously not a winning proposition right there. So, ETC.
So we're going to see both teams pick off warriors here, limiting that warrior pool a little bit. But this does leave stuff like Tastar. This is actually a really good battleground for Tastar because of that Psionic Storm, able to help whittle down those the minions on the shrines, and that is exactly what we're going to see picked up first.
Not to mention the vision that he also provides just constantly with Oracle.
This is my jam.
So definitely a really good pickup on the side of Reprot, but we see Lucio and clearly the best Shriner in the game right now in that Barbarian Princess Sonya rocking the Death Knight skin.
Yeah, we do see Sonya picked up. Not a huge surprise. We did see them play that Lucio in that series that we were just talking about in the upper bracket. So they're really liking that Lucio. They prioritize him here. Obviously, the sound barrier providing you a lot of sustain through a lot of things that you normally would not be able to survive. And Sonya kind of being more of a bruiser than a tank, that helps bring her online a bit more. And obviously Sonya with the Whirlwind, lots of ability to clear out those minions for the shrines.
Absolutely correct. And we're going to see what these next two pickups. We're probably going to see a DPS and a tank come out on the side of Operative. Oh, we see that there's the DPS and Vala. And
Ariel?
no, we see a double support come out with the Rhaegar. And I like that. Rhaegar provides a ton of value with the light being able to jungle as effectively as he does. And Vala obviously is just absolutely beautiful right now. She provides really good Punisher clear if she goes the Hungering Arrow build, or just absolutely insane DPS if she goes like the right-click build. So I really like those two picks coming out of Operative right there. They're really wanting to avenge that first round loss to Team Numerics.
Yeah, they're able to actually put her in the solo lane as well, and she provides that strong pushing potential. And Nubark does get banned out here, though. So really going after the Warriors. Only one getting picked up so far, but already 3 bans put towards that role already, which is not something we necessarily see all the time, which is I find just interesting. We're in this meta now that supports are getting a little more prioritized over the other roles right now. And we do see they're thinking, what do we ban here? And in this situation, I feel like maybe you continue the trend and really stifle the Warriors here. Well, go after a Joe or even a Muradin.
They're hovering the Greymane ban, and I honestly I like that ban. They do pick the Greymane to sit on the sidelines for this map, and now really Operative or Reprot. They are Operative. I'm sorry. They are really, going to have to think about what they want to complement this Sonya and Lucio. They obviously need another tank here, or at some point, but so does Reprot.
And I feel like you have to, in this position, you have 2 picks here. One of those really needs to go to a warrior. Maybe we see an Arthas get picked up here, really allow for that crowd control around the shrines, allowing you to do just a lot of controlling these fights, as well as just one of the best bruisers in the game in the Lich King. But there's a lot of still available on the table, so it'll be interesting to see what they go with. They go with Varian Ariel.
So that's a really interesting pick. We haven't seen a whole lot of Varian here recently. We've seen a few spatterings of him, but they're really aiming for the late game with this. They're not really looking to come on until 10, so it's possible that we could see them sacrifice that first shrine in favor of just pushing lanes out, trying to get as much experience as possible. Because we all know Varian doesn't become a real king until he hits level 10.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those comps where you kind of have to just wait it out. You might just be having to give up objectives early on, and especially on Infernal Shrines, giving up that first Punisher, even the second Punisher, if you plan it right, is not too devastating to your team. They'll get a wall, they'll get a couple towers, but they're not going to get a fort out of it.
Right, yeah, and that's they need something a little heavier on the defense, though. But these last 2 picks from Reprot are going to be... Oh! I love it.
This is a super fun composition coming out from Reprot. The Diablo fulfilling that frontline role. And this is kind of what happens when you see 3 bans go towards Warriors so early on in the draft. It makes you play some of these Warriors that don't necessarily have the highest spot in the meta currently. And Diablo, while he's really good, he hasn't really dominated this meta, but it'll be fun to see, especially around these shrine fights. There are so many walls for him to just mess people up, stun them for days, and then Malthael pops in, destroys them, and you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he's pretty much going to get guaranteed bonus damage off of any shadow charge post 10 if Tassadar goes Force Wall like I think he's going to. That also provides a ton of value for Mouth IL as well to get in there with Tormented Souls and Vala to either go straight. We see
Okay.
a Tychus.
Okay, Tychus? Well, he's been out of the meta. I was watching the Korea HGC Pro Playoffs. Tychus was played quite a number of games, so there might be some teams kind of seeing something in Tychus once again. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out, or maybe they Operative saw something in that those drafts by some of the Korean teams, and they're like, well, we can pull that off too. Yeah, and we'll have to see how that does play out.
Yeah, and I did have those teams right after I swapped them around. It is going to be Reprot on the right and Operative Esports on the left. This is going to be an entertaining game. Two incredibly innovative drafts, in my opinion. Really thinking outside the box here, and or inside the wall, I should say.
Yeah, and we're seeing the meta shift a little bit for some of these other heroes that don't necessarily fill that spot. But on the left side, we do have Operative Esports. We have Trap Queen playing the Lucio, Legend on Tychus, Deadly Ice on Sonya, Shot on Varian, and Mfu playing the Ariel.
And on the right side, we've got Reprot with Satat on the Tassadar, Psycho Machia on the Vala, MVV rocking the Diablo, the Prime Evil skin. I dig it. Treebeard is going to be on the Mouth AL, and we've got Sword Saint on the Bark.
That we do. We have a pause, Legend pausing the game. Hopefully, whatever the problem is, we'll get worked out shortly. Apparently, Mfu having a little bit of lag. I did leave the game, but I'm sure he'll be back shortly to reconnect.
Hopefully, this thing kind of always happens every once in a while. Like Dota's notorious for it. The puppy paws at the very start of games. Gotta work out those final strats. But we're going to switch it back over to us. So I am a huge, I really like the innovation behind Reprot's draft. It looks just, God, I'm going to do it. Absolutely stunning. Post 10. When those walls come out, if he can get a good split with a wall, Diablo's just going to absolutely obliterate someone. 13, 14. Looks like we might be doing a remake. A little bit of debate.
Don't go back to the game screen quite yet.
Yeah, I am. I'm just letting this rock. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep it here.
We might have to get a admin in here on this, because I actually am not familiar with the rules on this, but we'll see what happens. There's a little bit of discussion about which server they should be playing on. So we'll have to see how this works out. This is the vehicle of esports, as Tasteless calls it. The playing online brings these kind of challenges to the game. So we'll see. But yeah, talking about these drafts even more, these are super innovative on both sides, I feel like, and really both teams adjusting to kind of the shifting meta, and also taking things from some of the other teams, like I said, with the Koreans picking up Tychus once again. We do see Operative Esports going ahead and doing that as well.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised at that Tychus pick. You know, is that the Speedo Tychus?
I believe it is.
I hope so, because that should be the only.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Can I? No, I can't zoom in on that. Oh, because it's paused. Got to get a look. Got to get a good look at the goods. We'll call it.
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully we'll have some sort of ruling soon-ish. just so we can get this series underway. Thank you guys for your patience with us. This is losers bracket of HGC Open playoffs with Reprot versus Operative Esports. Loser is out of the tournament. Winner continues on their quest to play in the Crucible.
Yes, indeedy. This should be very, very. This should be a good set because Operative's hungry right now. Like,
oh, they've got to be.
I'm kind of glad that it went 2-0, but I wasn't going to be real mad that if it went 200 or 2-1, like, because that was an exciting game on Towers. Like, if you didn't see it on Arcane 8 stream, it was very, very good.
Yeah, definitely on the go watch that game if you want to learn how to play Towers of Doom and how not to play Towers of Doom. Just because it's really interesting. Jay had some really interesting commentary towards the end of the game of how you play that battleground specifically. As we do have Mfu reconnecting here, should be underway. Teams picking up their level 1 talents. Yeah. And we are going to see the Hatred build coming out from the Vala on the side of Reprot.
And that is actually kind of surprising because you do see Valas go Hungering Arrow here quite often because of the value it gets on the Punishers if you're on the defense. So we'll see how this turns out for everyone right here as the teams decide to do the dance in the middle. Diablo deciding that he's going to go into the top bush and gets hit with a water balloon for his efforts.
Yeah, and they should realize relatively quickly as they do pick up shot and shove him back a little bit, but the parries are just enough to keep him alive. But I don't like what Reprot is doing here. They're losing the soak in this top lane. The XP is just a little bit in favor of Operative. We do see the rotation trying to get Trap Queen, but not going to be enough. Gets pushed against the wall there. Diablo getting a little taste of his own medicine from the Ariel.
Yeah, definitely. He went for that Lucio right there, and Lucio was able to just get out of range of that shadow charge and avoid hitting a wall. That would have been pretty bad for him. That could have been possibly killed. We see Shot hiding down in this bush as the crew from Reprot come back down, clear this wave out, and move on. But in the top, Treebeard in a bit of trouble. Is he going to go down? Yeah. Ooh. The grenade from Legend seals the deal. Hands him a towel on the way out the door.
Yeah, so first blood in favor of Operative Esports. Like you said, they look very hungry this match. Shot just kind of hanging around this bottom lane, making sure it doesn't get too out of control, able to soak this for them. They're going to hit level 4 here a little bit before Reprot, and gives them a tiny window of opportunity. Nothing too extreme, but it is a little bit of a power spike, and they're still they're deciding to start it up, and Sonya's just going to start going to work here as soon as she gets enough rage.
Oh, nice stun on the Tychus right there, but the Detainment Strike from Ariel does its job, gets the stun, and Diablo ends up going down. Too much damage on the side of Operative just now, but here comes Tastar with the shields, and the Psionic Storm's just going in.
Yeah, and that's kind of the concern about Diablo, though, is he is definitely a little weak, especially early game, and he doesn't have a whole lot of opportunities to escape. We do see them very quickly pick up this Arcane Punisher, and we were talking in the draft that the Operative might need to give up the Punisher early, but it's looking like they're going to be able to be aggressive here, and this Punisher does get baited back, so they are going to get the wall and the towers here, but very little damage on this fort.
Yeah, almost completely negligible at this point right now. And that was just a really solid defense coming out from Reprot just now.
Yeah, really solid from them, and both teams can be picking up their camps now. This is still the normal camp strength is where we are playing on the tournament realm, not those new new camp powers that we're seeing on the live servers quite yet. But we do see some dancing around this middle lane. Both teams want to push out their camp as best as possible, and we have a shot hanging out in this bottom lane here. He might get a little bit caught out, but is able to walk away on that that ASU banner.
Yeah, he was on ASU, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. So we do have a dorm winner playing tonight in the HGC Open.
Very good. Good to see Shot here in the tournament. Hopefully this next round goes well for him.
Level 7's getting picked up by both teams as we do see Deadly Ice on that Sonya, and that's kind of the power of Sonya as well. As you get the Shaman camp, you can get it really early on. And as we see both teams kind of just getting soaked as best they can and trying to keep pace. Reprot still a little bit behind XP, and if Operative can time this right, they can really start a team fight once they pick up heroics and really widen that gap on XP. And it looks like, oh, are they going to invade on this? No, they aren't, but they're going to go after this Tastar kill. He does have to use the phase shift, and he is going to get taken out with the boop from Lucio. And oh no, is Rare going to get taken out as well? Puts down the healing ward, but it's just not enough. He has to run away, and he's going to get taken out by a grenade here as well. Take a towel on your way out there, Rhaegar.
Yeah, Operative just playing so hungry right now. Got a fire in him after that first game, but we do see two on the side.
One from each side, actually.
Oh, yeah.
As Mfu dropped as well. So we are going to, imagine, get them back in here and get underway, as we do see the Shrine phase already started up, and we have Operative Esports already engaging on it.
Yeah, this is really with that superior positioning that Operative have right now. This is really their shrine to take. Yeah, if before we cut back to us real quick, you could see that what's the word I'm looking for? Reprot were still in lanes. They were looking to push out rather than go challenge that shrine, because Operative is almost to level 10 at this point. And that would be a very dangerous proposition to give up early kills pre-10 that pushes them into 10. And they would get an ungodly amount of value out of that shrine, because you can't really fight into that at that point. So I think this is the right decision by Reprot right now to just break off, soak those lanes, try to get as much experience as possible.
Yeah, and if they are able to play it right, they might be able to actually catch up to Operative here. They need to be patient and not be too aggressive, I feel like, because they already are down levels. They're down 4-0 in kills right now. Wait till you're able to get your heroics online, and I imagine it's a Reign of Vengeance Vala coming out here. And there's no cleanse on the side of Operative Esports, so you got to use that to lock down and secure a kill.
Right, and the thing that worries me on the side of Reprot is there's no real setup for APOC. Like he's got to try to land these APOCs as either zoning tools, or it's a lay and pray that you get. They're spread out just enough that they can't get out, but they have really high mobility heroes on the side of Operative. They've got Sonya, who could just leap out, Varian, who could, if there's creeps nearby, he can charge out of there. Oriel can always Crystal Aegis somebody. Lucio, increased movement speed. Tychus, run and gun. Like there's high mobility heroes on this, so they're looking to catch them on the run and drop a wall and APOC combo to where they can't escape. So we'll see how this turns out. But I mean, if they're able to get a good engagement off, then it might be a strafe Vala.
Yeah, it very well could be. I think the argument could be made for either of those heroics, and I think another heroic to kind of see what it's going to be is going to be this Tychus. I feel like we will see Laser just to contest over these objectives, placing it down in kind of either these vents or just really close to the objective allows you to secure those final minions. And it does look like we are ready. The countdown does occur. We do see Operative Esports continuing on this shrine. Sonya trying to battle back up against the Malthael in the top lane, clearing out the shaman camp as well. Yeah. We do see Tassar go in to at least take a look here and contest a little bit, but not going to be able to do too much, and actually focus their efforts on the bottom lane here against Shot on the Varian.
Yeah, and it's like I thought. Operative decided to just completely sacrifice this Punisher. They're just going to try to push out. They are on the same level at this point as Operative, but that's going to change here real soon as this Punisher comes to the mid lane looking to go all John Cena and punch some stuff.
Yeah, it does dive back onto the side of Reprot and does get baited back pretty far. So this is going to be another fairly inconsequential Punisher, but it does take the Punisher away from your opponent, and they do hit their level 10s. In the meantime, we do see all the heroics we kind of expected. We do see Wrath coming out from Sonya. Tychus is holding on to that heroic though, so we'll have to see what they get. And Reprot, they pick up their heroics as well, so this is could be an even team fight here if they decide to go in on Operative as they invade their camp.
Yeah, this is going to be an invade, and now we're looking for the engagement. Unstoppable onto Diablo, just their Trap Queen. Here comes what I was talking about, the APOC combo with the wall. It does a bit of good. They already take out the Lucio and the Ariel as well. Sonya goes down as well, and now Operative are just on the back foot. The shield wall from Varian does not save him in the end, and now it's just this Odin.
Wow, 5 for nothing trade is what it's going to be in the end. I don't think Tychus can get out. Okay, okay, he is going to get out. All right, well.
The attempted
dodges the Tassadar W there, the Psyotic Storm, and we're going to see them take full advantage of this, clear out the lanes as they can. They did have a camp pushing in this middle lane. It is going to get picked up by the minion wave, but that is exactly what Reprot needed. They've evened the kills out, and they're pushing these lanes out significantly. And yeah, that Rain of Vengeance just connected perfectly on 3 members of Operative Esports, which enabled them to pick up those kills quickly. And Malthael following up with the Tormented Souls and just absolutely wrecking them.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. It was a really nice force ball that led Diablo to catch someone kind of split off right there and get that extra damage off the shadow charge. Diablo kind of checking everything out. I feel like he probably could have went for a suplex right there onto Shot, but decides against it. And now it's the Malthael versus the Sonya in that top lane. And Sonya's got that Wrath of the Berserker active, and I feel like that might have been just a little bit baited from the Malthael just now.
Yeah, a little bit. She is able to get some of that time back, though, from the minions here, and she should be able to get a good chunk of it back if once War 1 comes back up. To keep that going, continuing, it does look like Operative is just going to be able to get this uncontested. The rotation is coming. Level 13 is here as well for Reprot, so they're going to challenge this here. They have the talent advantage. They have the level lead right now, and we'll see if Operative wants to contest this or if they're just going to soak this. And with all 5 up here in the top lane, it looks like they're going to contest this. So obviously with Odin coming out, they are contesting this down level. This is a surprise to me, but We do see the souls come out from Malthael, and he's just going deep on that backline. Turns around, goes on the Varian. Not able to pick up Varian quite yet, but the damage is real. Malthael does get the Ancestral. Diablo in a little bit of trouble. Does have to walk away.
Ooh, that was a really nice shadow charge to escape right there. But they've got to tap the wells, and they've got to get back in there in a hurry. Otherwise, they are going to lose this Punisher. They decide to just give up the Punisher, fight again. The last time they gave up a Punisher, they gave up a 5-for-nothing trade. So I feel like they're kind of liking their chances right now.
Yeah, I think they are. Tassar got a little bit low there. Still hasn't used his phase shift, so he should be able to be okay here. But this is definitely going to be a fort going in the favor of Operative Esports. So they're going to pick up a little bit of that XP that they were behind. Start to even things out. Malthael hearthing back to get that mana back up. They're going to, we see Operative pick up this Shaman camp. Why not? This Punisher is almost dead. Get some additional pressure in this lane. Keep Reprot in the top lane occupied. And maybe a rotation bottom lane to this half health Hort to get even more XP in your favor and bring the XP lead back.
Yeah, they are just barely ahead right now, and they keep the aggression up. They're going to the bottom to take this aggressive siege camp, and I just really like how Operative is playing right now. They're not letting up the pressure at all. They're denying resources to Reprot by taking these camps, and this comp is really working out very well for them. They're going to get this bottom fort as well.
Yeah, they're going to pick that up, and look at the XP lead now. It's about a quarter to about a half of a level in their favor, and this could enable them to get to 16 earlier and force a team fight that Reprot just does not want to participate in.
Yeah, but we do see Devastating Charge come out of the Diablo, so at some point that Tassar is going to start looking to get those splitting walls off and hopefully just let Diablo work his magic, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see kind of a little bit of a lull in the action. Both teams just fighting for that level 16, going to pick up whatever camps that they can. Operative Esports really has the macro advantage here, just pushing out all three lanes pretty significantly and enabling pressure all across the battleground.
Definitely. This is they've got this whole map painted blue. Sonia's waiting to take this next camp.
I love that.
Yep, good patience out of that Sonya. She finally does grab it, and we've got Reprot looking to kind of even out the experience by trying.
Oh, they're getting rotated on now, though. They're going to have a level 16 team find up against them in just a second. The brunt of the damage goes on to Diablo. The Ancestral does come out. Here comes the sound barrier, enabling Operative to continue fighting here. And oh, Diablo is just going to get focused down here. Oh, but he does catch two in that Apocalypse, but there's no follow-up there. And this is going to be a shrine going, I think, once again in favor of Operative Esports. And this is the final fort for Reprot.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a panic APOC out of the Diablo. His teammates were a little far behind, but I love this decision making out of Operative right here. They're going for this fort so that Punisher absolutely goes after the keep.
Yeah, here we go though. Oh, a lot of damage onto the Tychus. Aegis getting used. Odin getting used as well. Legend still really low, but is able to get out of range and start shelling away at Reprot. And so Legend having to have 2 heroics burned on him to save his life there. But they are going to rotate back and get this Arcane Punisher, the most punishing of the Punishers.
Yeah, especially at this late of game. This is just these front wall is pretty much guaranteed at this point. And the keep is going to be in a lot of danger because that Punisher is just going to walk on through and not even worry about anything.
Yeah, and the damage is coming out, though. Already cleanse used onto the Malthael. But that Punisher getting pretty well baited out of the way here and not able to do too much damage onto this keep quite yet. But Operative, they won it. They taste the conclusion of this game in their favor, and they are going to be able to get this keep. And that means we'll have... Oh, but wait, we are going to see a huge amount of damage come out. Treebeard does get the Ancestral to keep him continuing to go ahead. And shots getting really low. Gets Aegis used. Will it be enough to get him out? The charge onto the Vala isn't enough. But Malthael is going to get taken out in return. So a 1-for-1 trade so far. But another member of Reprot gets eliminated here. Oh no, Tastar as well. This is way out of control. Deadly Axe really low, but is continuing to push in.
Oh, Sword Saint, you got to be really careful right here. Another Odin drops down. I feel like that was just got used just now, and I don't think that Reprot is gonna be able to come back.
No,
from
20
this.
seconds for Malthael to come back up, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be game number 1 in favor of Operative Esports. A really strong start to this series for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good way for them to fire back after that game 2 loss right there. Whew, that was they looked like they were in control that whole game. They looked like they weren't really worried about that much.
Yeah, look at the stat line though for Legend on the Tychus. 100k siege damage and 46,000 hero damage, leading the entire game there.
Good God. That
Is Tychus back, boys?
I think Tychus is back. Like, I really didn't even think about a Tychus pickup there, but the Odin just paying dividends. You don't see a whole... I wasn't thinking it was going to be a laser because I don't remember the last time I saw a Tychus pick laser.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen Tychus in general.
That's a fair point. But even when he was getting picked, it was usually Odin.
Yeah, laser was not getting picked very often.
Odin just gives you that superior range and AoE damage, and the damage reduction as well definitely doesn't hurt. So really, really good heads up from them on picking that up. And obviously it paid just massive dividends for him right there. So... I really liked Reprot's draft, though. I saw the combo they were going for. I just wish that they had a bit more setup for the APOC. You know, and that would have been a beautiful, beautiful draft if they just had like a Leyline Seal, a Void Prison, anything like that. Hell, I would even have took a Sylvanas with Mind Control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at least you're assured to hit one of them. So, and that way they could have focused the Ariel down, get her up against a wall, drop the APOC, bam, bam, done. You know, but that's me. I'm a bad player. This is why,
my goodness.
This is why I cast and I don't play.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. So
we are waiting on a game number 2, which should be coming here really, really shortly. I figure Operative want to get this day done and over with.
Yeah, this I think this actually might be us after this series.
Yep, we're done.
I imagine both the series up top are getting casted already, because you do have Heroes Earth against Team Numerics. I'm sure that's over on Arcane 8, and then we do have also, as my page slowly loads, Imported Sport for Stonkies RS, which is going to be a great series as well. And we did have the first series that we got to see, Trademark Gaming. They advanced on through the lower bracket. And we'll be playing against then someone from the winners bracket that drops down in Reprot versus Operative. We're casting that series, and then they'll move on to the next best of 5 or best of 5.
Yeah, I want
Or best of three. Best of three. Sorry. I'm
do,
totally.
I do want to congratulate both Donkeys Are Us and
Oh,
and
the sec-
Trademark Gaming
Mhm.
for having the hardest games possible. University of North Texas was unable to make it to their game, so
Yep.
hey, a win's a win. It always looks good on paper,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
even if you have 103 wins. I gotta throw a Dodgers dig in there.
No, I know you had to, but yeah, we should be getting underway soon, I imagine.
Yep, I'm already getting the invite to the lobby. I'm excited to see where we go next. There you go. All right, I didn't have to click that. Oh,
it is going to Battlefield of Eternity.
I love it. Haven't seen this in a while. This should be pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Team's asking if we're ready. It looks like all of us. Shout outs to Cavalier Guest. He's also casting this as well.
Yeah, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Battlefield returning for game number 2 between Operative Esports and Reprot. Operative Esports is up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Upper bracket is best of 5 according to the brackets on Ghosty Gamers in round 2. So that should be fun to see how those play out.
Yeah.
But first ban, I think is Reprot.
Ban.
They have the first ban.
You need to ban Tehran here. Ban her.
Yeah.
She's too good right now.
She's so good.
She's like impossible to deal with on certain maps. And the Hunter's Mark and the Owls, like it's just idiotic the amount of
Well, it's so easy to get those owl stacks because everyone's standing around in the same spot for half the game fighting immortals.
Yeah, it's true.
It's gonna be Tastar though. First ban. If you're not gonna pick them, don't let the other team have them.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna see. I'm expecting a Valid man here. Valid sees too much work here.
Yeah, she does a little bit too much heavy lifting, but it is going to be a Dahaka ban.
What?
Okay.
Like,
so we have a Dahaka ban.
Yeah, I can kind of see that because towards the end of the game, he does get a lot of value with that armor reduction talent. So it's kind of a damned if you are, damned if you don't situation. You're going to have to let something through. But do you want that strong tank? As my cat decides to go behind my monitor again.
We do see ETC get picked up first here. I like ETC here. I mean, there's a lot of really good slide opportunities, but we're going to see Garrosh as well. So the focus moves off of full warriors being banned out, and it's just going to be a chaotic game, to say the least.
Well, this does open up the possibility for a Vala Ariel combo maybe on the side of Reprot. I'm just trying to think here what they could go. I really think Vala should be a top priority. She pairs incredibly well with Tassadar.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise if she's not. With her still being on the table, this seems like the most obvious picks in this position.
It could be. But I'm just trying to think here. Like, they are really thinking hard about this. Like, harder than I thought Reprot would.
This is the last game that they have. Potentially.
That's true. And we see the Greymane and Lucio come out, and I really, really, really like the Greymane pick up. Like, Greymane can get a lot of damage done onto the Immortal, especially if you just leave him there.
Yeah, most definitely. So what is the Lucio going to be paired with though is kind of the question. Ariel's still on the table, but I feel like unless Operative is going to pick up Ariel Vala themselves, they ban out the Ariel here to disable that from being a problem in these races.
Yeah, definitely. Had to talk to Koja there real quick. Shout outs to the Gosu admin for the HGC. He's a great guy. Give him love. He works real hard.
Yeah, most definitely, and thanks, Koja, for letting us cast the playoffs. This is really fun.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a Rhaegar band, so I see that, especially on the Greymane. You have the Ancestral to keep him up, and obviously the Lightning Shield to add that DPS when Greymane goes in. But what does Reprot go after here? Operative Esports lineup is still really open. Is this where you ban out the Vala? Not letting them have that?
You've got to. I feel like you have to at this point. Like, there's other DPS options, but none of them are as violent as Vala. So this would definitely be my ban right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because with them taking Greymane, you've got one of the best DPSers on an immortal target. There's still some things you can add to it. Like, I would really like to see a double support on the side of Reprot right here.
Ooh, they're going to ban out Morales. Maybe that's something they saw Operative Esports pick before. Because I feel like their draft doesn't really telegraph that they're going to be going medic at all.
No, not yet. But a stim drone divine shielded target
Anything
would be
not
just
fun to deal with.
No, not in the slightest. They're probably really debating that Vala right now. Because she's still on the board, and the fact that she's gone this deep into the draft is kind of boggling to me.
It really is, especially on Battlefield. I mean, the only reason I feel like you don't pick up a Vala here is if you absolutely don't have a player who can play
There
Vala.
you go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so if you're Operative, do you just... You've got a game to spare. You kind of cruised your way to victory game one. Do you take the Tyrande last pick? Because they've got a ton of setup for the Lunar Flares.
I feel like you do. Anyone gets caught by that Lunar Flare, if Vala and Malthael are anywhere in the neighborhood, that's likely a kill.
And if they go Tyrande last pick, they cannot race. Like, Reprot cannot race. It will never happen, especially if Vala gets her stacks up on that Hungering Arrow quickly enough. They will never win a team. They will never win an immortal race. They will just simply just outburst 100% of the time. Now I have the hiccups because I'm so excited. Okay, betting the farm. All right, I love it. They are going for the early game win here. They don't.
Yeah, they're going to try to get. They're going to try to get a fort down early. Even it wouldn't surprise me if they go really, really aggressive, like right at the start of the game.
Yeah, I really want them to go that Tyrande. Come on, guys.
It's so tempting, and I like it. And she's able to cover the gaps a little bit of Uther solo healing. So I think that would be a good choice.
Yeah, and
because Vala plus Arrow is just, it should be illegal.
Yeah. So they're definitely thinking about this last pick, and God, make me happy. Give me that turn. We get a bright one.
All right.
Okay, I'll take it. That's a fair pick.
This also is a hard counter to the ETC mosh pit. Able to poly that out.
Yeah, it is. It's also a hard counter to Sylvanas. You time that polymorph right, and she can't haunting wave out, or she has to do it so insanely early that she doesn't get real far. So,
Greymane dives deep. Polymorph him.
Hold that well met, and then die.
Yeah, geez, I'm really concerned for Reprot lineup. Lucio solo supporting this team. I mean, it's almost like their draft is designed to avoid team fighting as much as possible. I don't see the end game for Reprot here, but like you said, they might be just looking to try to end this as early as possible as we do load in the game here. Operative Esports on match point to move on to HGC playoffs. We have Shot playing the Garrosh, Deadly Ice on Malthael, Trap Queen playing Brightwing Legend on the Vala, and Mfu playing the Uther.
And on the right, we've got Psychomachia on the Greymane. We've got Satat on the Sylvanas, MVV on the ETC, Treebeard on the Li Ming, and Sword Saint on the real man Lucio. I can't finish what I wanted to say.
And I really like Shot's position here, just to make sure that they aren't going to get too stuck up upon it, especially in that top lane. But we do see early pressure on the bot, getting a couple shots off of there, and a good amount of health. And we do see the rotation down, though. Brightwing going to be going up against Greymane in this top lane. Let's look, Malthael is rotating up there as well. So a 3v4 in this bottom lane. It's going to be enough, though, to push this wave back.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot on Garrosh to land some really good groundbreakers, not on ETC.
Yeah. Oh, we do see Greymane trying to go after the Brightwing, wisely stepping back after Deadly Ice jumps up into the position there. But both these lanes are pretty well contested by both teams. I like how this game is going. It looks like oh, that was dirty.
Oh,
goodbye, Lucio.
Oh no, and another follow-up kill from Operative right there.
Yeah, 2 for nothing very early on. If you missed it, Lucio got tossed over the wall into no man's land.
And that was my point about Garrosh just being so absolutely terrifying in the early game. Like late game, you can kind of survive that. You can have your teammates burst. Oh, Greymane went down in the top lane. Welcome to Nexus Commentaries, where we miss kills fairly consistently. It's our most consistent feature.
But already, this is looking bad for Reprot. They're going to be behind the level. They're going to be behind in this race as well. And Greymane, the one you picked to help push the races here is not even in this fight right now. He is gonna avoid hopping on the Mortal, and they're gonna go full defense mode. And we do see Operative, they're okay with this, and they rotate around. They continue to have Brightwing up top, and she does have that hyper shift available to her to be able to move out. Oh, Lucio does get locked down, but he is going to be able to speed boost away. Not quite.
The well met, holding him down just long enough to get enough damage onto him to secure that kill.
But the Immortal is going to go in favor of Operative Esports. It was like 120 health.
No,
so
that was Reprot.
Or Reprot. Okay.
Yeah, they snuck it.
They snuck it out at the end there, and that's the power of Greymane on this battleground as well. I mean, we talk a lot about Vala, where Greymane fills that role quite a bit as well. Shot in a little bit of trouble, is able to walk away from this.
And this should be a pretty easy defense, despite the black arrows being incredibly annoying. Oh, nice slide on the ETC. The well met stuffs the power slide right there. Well done by the Uther, but no kill just yet. They're still trying to burn this Immortal down. This is what I was talking about. They're going to be able to get this fort. Sylvanas is just a bit too much.
Oh, they're going to get Legend as well. The power slide to stun him away, and then the face melt pushing him away into the arms of the rest of Reprot. And this Punisher is still alive, barely any life, but is able to get another wall in this keep wall and keep towers. And they're going to go after this keep. They've going really aggressive.
They're going to get this. They can't stop them.
Yeah, and this is what you were saying early on in this draft. As soon as you saw that Sylvanas, you knew that they were going to go really aggressive. And speaking of Sylvanas, she does get tossed back. She is going to get taken out, but she is walking towards the core to try to get... Oh, Legend, you're debated.
You know what? I love that play, actually. She killed herself.
No, it's super good.
Yeah, that was a super heads-up play to not waste any more of her own time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am absolutely stunned that they got that first fort. I knew they were gonna, I knew they were gonna get a fort out of it, but getting the keep is just gravy right there. So now that top lane, for up to the next potentially 10 minutes of this game, like, they're gonna have keep pressure.
Yeah, we're only that keep was down like 4 minutes into this game, but we do see a toss back onto the Gray Mane. A little bit of damage being put on him, but he's able to walk back. He's going to be able to get out of dodge, and the pressure continuing to mount in this bottom lane as Sylvanas is just able to disable these structures. And Reprot reminding us why
he took Crowd Surfer.
I love it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, he took Crowd Surfer at 4.
And that completely nullifies any potential advantage that Garrosh would have on him by pushing him over a gate. You almost never see this get taken. It's a beautiful counter pick to Garrosh.
It really is, and I'm super happy with that pick. And obviously, we see why that does get picked against the Garrosh. And I like Reprot here. They're not concerned with the Immortal right now. They're just going to continue pushing this bottom lane. They are going to get turned upon here. Shot really aggressively forward, but this is going to be a 5v4 if they choose to engage. Right wing obviously able to phase shift in pretty easily as needed.
And it does, like, and this is such a hard sell for Operative Esports. Like, they don't have much choice. Every time they've got to respond 100% of the time to this.
Yeah, Shot's kind of by himself here. The rest of the team is rotating down here. They might try to secure a kill on this Li Ming. Li Ming able to blink away, avoid the Hammer of Justice. Mfu trying to get this here, but they are going to turn onto Lucio. Lucio is going to get eliminated very quickly here, and now they should be turning their heads towards this Immortal as they have all the damage in the world already on this Immortal. They already took it to halftime, I believe, and we do see them continuing to pressure on the objective. And I think this is the right thing for Reprot to do, is just continue pressuring that lane. But they do have 10s. They are going to engage here, it looks like.
Yeah, Treebeard getting thrown back just now, and that gets hit with the well met. Here comes the Torment of Souls. The sound barrier's too late to save the Li Ming, but oh my god, all that damage onto Trap Queen just now. She's still alive. The Emerald Wind does come out. They get another kill on the side of Operative. Well played by them. Trap Queen just absolutely refusing to die right there. And
yeah, and that was the mosh you want if you're a Reprot. You caught the Brightwing in the mosh, so it's not going to get interrupted, but they weren't able to secure any kills there and lost a couple members in the process. We do have 3 catapults pushing up this top lane, but they are going to get taken out by the Brightwing. We do see the rest of Operative Esports walking in this Immortal. They do get the bottom fort. That actually puts the XP in their favor now. So they are starting to bring this game back into their favor as they are able to pressure this keep wall and towers.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get a keep out of this, but I mean, this is a lot of pressure that Brighton has to deal with by herself right here. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, she's not exactly the best at wave clear, but she's given this this task because she does have the phase shift in. So if they do need that Brightwing to come in, she's able to at a moment's notice.
Yeah. Very good play out of the Brightwing, recognizing the danger that fallen keep is bringing to the table right now. I do feel like that Reprot probably should have pressed their advantage a bit more. Ooh, a stun onto the Malthael. Tormented Souls does come out with a Divine Shield. Let's see how this
They
turns
can turn
out.
this around. They're going to be able to turn this around. Emerald Wind isolating Satat and the ETC. Satat able to get away for the moment, but it does look like that Hammer of Justice is going to rain down on Sylvanas.
But somebody's got to get back to take care of this. This Summoner camp pushing its way in. Brightwing does back, but it's just one Fairy Dragon.
This is going to be a keep, though, for Operative Esports. They might try to end here, which I think is a little bold there. They are going to take the Gillian Cocktail to 3 members of the team, and a lot of damage going. And here comes ETC, though, as slides in. Mosh Pit is available, so if they do want to go into Old Legends and need a lot of trouble, so much damage being put on to the Vala, but a huge taunt coming out from Shot.
Yeah, but this Mosh Pit is still down right now. The nice toss on to Legend to get him out of trouble. Mfu's but in a bit of trouble, though. Will he go down? No, he's going to stay alive just barely. And now Operative turns it around with nice Hungering Arrow to get the kill onto the ETC right there. The USDA coming to inspect that beef after it's been harvested.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, the Operative is continuing to have to respond to this top pressure. There are 2 catapult minions there right now. There's a 3rd on the way. It looks like they're ignoring it for now and going to be going on to the Immortal. And they've got to send somebody back. All this pressure. Okay, they are sending Brightwing back once again. We are going to see a very advantageous phase here for Operative Esports.
Yeah, Operative's got to go in, though. They don't really have a choice at this point. They've got to defend this Immortal. They cannot give up 2 full health Immortals at this point. They're about to hit 13. The experience slowly ticking up. Ooh, nice cocktail from the Greymane right there.
Yeah, they absolutely need to hit 13 to even hope to engage on Operative Esports, as they are level 15. Here they go in. Here comes the Mosh Pit. The Divine Shield on Deval allows her to walk out of this, though, and the turnaround is on as the Tormented Souls is doing so much damage. They're able to take out the Lucio, and the ETC is in huge trouble. That's going to be a huge win for Operative Esports. This Immortal is going to this top lane where there is still a fort available, but this means that fort is absolutely... Oh, look at... Okay, no, Sylvanas said... I thought Sylvanas was going to try to backdoor, maybe, but... Oh, okay. Sylvanas might be trying to do this, and maybe heard me... Not really, but heard me talk about potentially backdoor. Brightwing putting the damage on. Look at the amount of damage Brightwing is putting on this Sylvanas.
Yeah, Brightwing's actually got it back at this point.
Yeah, Brightwing is backing up in the top lane. On the other side of the top lane, this Punisher, or the Immortal, is putting the pressure on, starting to put damage onto this front keep wall. And we do see Sylvanas did eventually back. Brightwing able to clean up the siege minions. And we do see the Immortal starting to get his health chunk down.
Let's just take a minute and appreciate the level score at this point. This game, despite taking that 4-minute keep, this game has just kind of spiraled away from Reprot, and it's really kind of sad because they had such a good start, and they're now down 4 levels.
Yeah, they're down 4 levels, and that's mostly because of the kill score, 15-2 in favor of Operative Esports, and they have now Reprot's having to deal with the same thing that Operative is. This bottom lane is going to continue to have pressure the entire rest of the game. And now structures are in favor of Operative Esports now. They've evened them out. They've got that kill lead, and it's very hard to engage now on the Operative. I mean, they have to try to hit level 16, and I think that's nearly an impossible task for them.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy game for Reprot right here. I loved their idea, but it's what I worried about while we were talking about the draft is that this was definitely an early game strategy.
Yeah, it was. It worked out for them in the early game, and we see this just not working out for them in the late part of the game. And yeah, Mortal Phase is starting up again in 20 seconds, and Reprot, they can't contest this, but I'm sure they feel compelled that they have to.
Yeah, they don't really have a choice at this point. They've definitely got to take this. They've got to force something.
Brightwing's just going around the map picking up camps, not even with the team. ETC just that is the beginning of the end. ETC down for 30 seconds right now. They can poke all they want, but Shot's just going to absorb those spells from the Greymane and the Li Ming.
Well, he's going in. He's trying to get. He was going to try to get some damage on it, but halftime show comes up. I got a sinking feeling that this is going to be bottom for Reprot. Yeah,
and they're going to try to defend this, and I feel like you should just go get as much of the shielding off as see, that's exactly what's going to happen. Greymane gets eliminated, and you get nothing for your troubles except another dead body. And Greymane being down there, one of their main damage sources, it makes this defense of this Immortal that much more difficult, as we do see it's going to spawn this top lane, only keep in its way, and then the core will be its next target, as it has a really healthy shield on it. I feel like Reprot could have gotten that shield down like 50% more than it is right now, but they did decide to defend against that. They lost Greymane, and Greymane isn't even up yet, just now respawning. And ETC really far forward. I'm a little surprised by how far forward he is.
Yeah, he's being kind of gutsy, and no, that's going to be
a Sylvanas.
Bye. Oh, nice!
Whoa!
What a nice shield right there. But
that was nice, but this is still going to be very hard for them to get anything done. As Sylvanas does get taken out, we do see ETC taken out as well. That was a really great. Mouthdale does get taken out, giving a little bit of hope to Reprot. But they are so low. Lucio is going to drop as well. Greymane has to go back to the well. Li Ming is going to get taken out here as well. Oh, she does blink away. Gets back. The Punisher is down, but the core health is so low, and that is going to be it. We are going to see Operative Esports continue on to tomorrow in the playoffs here for the HGC Open, for the opportunity to play in the Crucible. Top two teams will be able to go to the Crucible to fight for that HGC Pro spot. And Operative Esports, they keep their hopes alive. They continue on in the lower bracket. But for Reprot, we say goodbye to them, and a really great season from them overall. Mm-hmm. But they ran into one of the top contenders in HGC Open. And that's just one of the things that happens in these tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really pulling for Reprot right there, game 2. I was absolutely in love with their strategy. Don't let it go past 50. Don't even let it go past 10 minutes. And you saw that strat just pay massive dividends with that early keep on just that they got, but they just couldn't capitalize on it. And I had just flashbacks of IUPUI from Heroes of the Dorm, where they took that really early keep on Brax's holdout, and then just couldn't close the deal. So good stuff to Reprot right there. I'm a fan of how they played. I loved their ideas behind their drafts. They did really good, but Operative really, really hungry for that Crucible spot. So
Yeah, they really are.
and looks like we're gonna Heroes Hearth is moving on. They're about to take out Team Numeric.
Well, it's a best of 5
Oh, it
according
is.
to the
That's
bracket.
right.
So
That's right.
there's
It is
still
best of 5.
another game to go. They get this game number 2 on the Dragonshire, but boy, they are looking good. They just won that game up 3 levels.
Yeah.
Heroes Hearth looks just unstoppable right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. This is less of a tournament and more of a coronation for Heroes Hearth. The real fight is who's gonna take